going home now. I don't know. That
Yeah,
would be
keep your
me.
mouth shut. It's like, I mean, I've done like, I mean, don't even go try to find the photos, but I've done like a very small amount of modeling. And I remember when you show up to a shoot, just keep your mouth shut. And I think the problem with actors is that somewhere along the line, they became a voice of a generation. I have 15 million followers on Instagram. I'm friends with Taylor Swift. I'm a somebody. And we would always tell our clients that we're going from B to A, going from D list to A list. You have a meteor, it takes time. So you end up building some humility. When you go from B list to A list, I think Blake Lively has been B list and then she married Ryan Reynolds and then she elevated to A list. And I don't like to say that because it's misogynistic that she married a man, but these are the facts. So she elevated, and I think that it got to her head, and somewhere along the line, because for me, she was never the famous sister. To me, Robin Lively, who played the teenage witch, was the real star. That's the real star in their
Yes.
family, in my opinion. So,
Well, she was. Yes and yes. That like Melissa Joan Hart. Come on now. What was I gonna say? Did you see this recently? Well, Salt Lake, yes, is really good. Did you see this where it's coming up next week on Beverly Hills, or I should say this week, where Kyle is saying that Beverly Hills, that these women are like a cult. And this is on like the new episode that just aired or is about to air, that
really?
it's like a cult and she doesn't know if she can do this anymore. This is after she stormed off out of that scene. The next thing is like she doesn't know if she could do this anymore.
Oh,
It's like you're not going to quit the show, Kyle Richards.
you already told us you weren't going to quit. You said your marriage is falling apart, the kids are leaving, and the only people you have are production. That's your family, and I believe her. Like, I think that was like really heartfelt and genuine, and I did sympathize with her. But you know it's funny because I thought she on the after show she said she's taking a break one episode that she won't be in next week's episode, which was a lie then because you are in this week's episode. So I don't know. Something about her is artificial and something about Dorit is genuine. Dorit had a big blow up at the Viper Room and you didn't see her again on that next episode. That's how genuine humans work when they have a huge dust up. They take a second to kind of lick their wounds and then kind of come back. And I feel like with Kyle, it was very like, first of all, if you're calling the show a cult, then you're the cult leader. So I don't know, and you're only upset because they're not following your lead, right? There and this is where I was like kind of like, why is Bose a full-time housewife? But she got her diamond, this Tuesday because she literally said, Kyle, if you read the text, you got to read them to us too. And that's why Kyle blew up. So, and we saw Sutton go from Kyle's side to Dorit's side, very obviously. And Garcelle is kind of a flip-flopper.
She's coming around though, Garcelle.
They're coming around that mountain because Garcelle realized, like, holy shit, I'm in jeopardy of losing this job because I'm just showing my beach house every week and I have no storyline. So, because an empty nester storyline for a housewife is not interesting enough. So she knows that and she's smart and calculated. So she's like, holy shit, I have to jump ship. And her and Dory making up, that was very Garcelle being like, thank God this is happening because I want to move on. Like, I want to be friends with her.
I mean, like, look, we had the same cast for season after season after season on New Jersey. I mean, I do think the same cast will come back to Beverly Hills next season. Maybe then after that, we'll see what happens. But eventually, yeah, someone's going to have to go. And right now, it would probably be Garcelle. It's just
Yeah.
process of elimination.
Could they just downgrade her to friend of?
I mean, they could.
Just demote her and bring
Bose,
Crystal. Bring back Crystal as a friend of. I'm telling you, Crystal has done something to me. I never really liked her, and I see her with Cynthia Bailey on their podcast. I see her out and about. I've talked to friends that are hanging out with her. She seems really fucking cool. So bring her back on like a friend of basis, and I want to see her cool life. I don't want to hear about Rob Minkoff. I don't want to hear about her brother. I don't want to hear about any of that. I want to see the cool Crystal that has all these friends.
I really never thought Crystal should go. I did look at it's partly editing and everyone else has a storyline. I mean, she was also there during like Erica and Tom and Morgan Wade and like there was a lot I really didn't think she was going to go nor that she should go. I don't really yeah, I don't look she's the right age. They want younger women, so she's younger. I don't really look, she has the money. She has real money. Like the real life. Like I didn't mind Crystal. I don't really understand why. People, I'm sh kind of shocked. I really truly think Crystal is gone because we have an A-list cast. I do. Like, I think if this were the OC or anywhere else, but you have Kyle, and now this is going out with Dorit and PK, and Erica ain't going nowhere. And Sutton, look, Sutton's a great housewife. You know what I mean? So it's like, I just feel like, look, I think we got more from Bose than we did from Crystal, like great change, but I really just think we were in the major leagues, and that's why Crystal lost her job.
I agree. And it was lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit. Like it was a lot of chaos going on. So I feel like if she came in now where we've kind of taken like two seasons off from her, or no, it's just this season
Yeah.
from her, it come back as a friend and we would hear a little bit about her business. Maybe she can do a Vita Coco like party. And I know that she does that company makes a lot of money. So I know Bravo wants a piece of it. So just do a small party activation. You don't tell us much about it, but like I would like to see that side of her because she's a really good business. I mean, that company makes $100 million and nobody talks about it.
And is it like, no, I mean, I know, is she like majorly involved, partly
She's the
involved? Is it
owner.
all her? Wow.
Her and her brother,
Wow.
so they're at Costco. I mean, I see it everywhere I
Yeah,
go.
that's like a real company. Like, you look at all these people like Ramona Pinot Grigio and Sonia's Cheater brand and everything else that they would love to be that company that Crystal has there.
You know, it's really good. You know what I want to talk to you
Interesting.
about is Jessica
Yeah.
Alba and Cash Warren. Do you care? Like, I'm a little surprised.
Talk to me. So what's happening?
They're getting divorced, and I'm really quite surprised because it's very amicable, but I know she's worth a lot with, her company. What was it called? I forgot.
Is she? I didn't know.
She had a company. Oh my God, I forgot. They sold it for $1 billion, 2.5, something crazy like that.
Really?
Oh yeah, because
Okay.
it's like it's all. I'm gonna tell you right now. It's really famous. It's like at Target. So it's very amicable right now, and I'm like, well, what's gonna happen when all these assets come to fruition? What's gonna
I
happen?
never got into Jessica Alba. Not really into Jessica Biel either. I
Can't
gotta
do
be
Beal.
honest.
Like, oh,
I,
the
I'm
Honest Company. The Honest Company. Have you heard of that?
now. What is that?
So it's all like healthy, like alternatives, like to baby wipes and all that. And they got in a lot of trouble because they had a healthy sunscreen that actually wasn't working and kids were getting burned at the beach
Hmm.
and stuff. So there's a lot of lawsuits, but then she sold the company right before those lawsuits. So she cashed out really well, but she made the company and it's like at Target, it's everywhere. So I wonder, I mean, I don't, I've met her and I've met him and they're always really lovely. So I don't think he's like a cash hungry. I mean, funny enough, his name is Cash. So
I mean, nobody's cash hungry, honey, until there's cash on the table. Although, for all of our criticism of Jen and Ben, they're able to. Jennifer Lopez is able to break up and walk away from relationships and marriages. She's got a
she has a
lot of
brand.
money, and it all kind of works out somehow.
She has a brand. She should do the divorce planner instead of the wedding planner. Maybe that's her next movie.
No, the person that really should do it is Madonna because Madonna, she chooses, they're always 28, 31, 25. And look, I have my own visions. I've talked about this I believe that you show up at Madonna's house when you're dating her and they're like, hi. Yeah, no, she's not here today. Can you just come into the room over here? And you sit down and they're like, so here are the papers. And they're like, okay, so it's 250,000. It's going to be put in your